Hello everyone, this is Hadrian. Thank you for watching. Let's play some more Total War Attila in our Eternal Empire series, where we have set up an awesome defense, similar to the one we fought 2 episodes back in Betisir. This is now episode 61. The general is talking.
Cold-hearted as winter wind from the mountains, and about as the enemy has reinforcements. We will not yield for our people.
Indeed, even though we're fighting in an enemy city right now. Same.
The enemy draws near.
Can I unpin this? Why is all this showing? What's... Why is this pinned? Can I unpin this? What? I totally forgot how this pinning happens here. There we go. Toggle unit details. Aye. Alright, so now we have the full battlefield available to us. Now let's see where they come in. So they've charged some cavalry in here already. These are skirmisher cavalry. So they're going to get torn up by my archers pretty quickly. They've already lost 1 horseman. Let's see what they do here. So if you somehow missed the last episode, we have units set up at every choke point leading into this area. Now we just need to kind of see where the majority of their army focuses their attack. They do have some artillery way in the back that doesn't appear to be moving. Yeah, it's not moving, which is good. We don't want it to move. We don't want it to get any closer. Right, these guys are getting fired on. We do have a barricade set up there. It looks like they're trying to take out our towers first before they march in, which is fine. And meanwhile, there is a group of horses that is starting to gather in the middle here. We're using flaming ammunition, which has a bonus against cavalry, and also it has a morale penalty. Just when you're getting fired at by flaming arrows, people tend not to like it. I mean, just you would be somewhat freaked out by the fact that there's not only an arrow flying at your face, but it's on fire. So that has a bit of a morale penalty to these guys. And we're hoping that... See, this unit is actually already running, so that's good. We've already made one of their cavalry units run before they even engaged our foot units. So we just want to make sure we continue to do damage to them from a distance. Now, this unit is charging in. This is not a skirmisher. Oh, these are camels! Look at this! Oh, man. Armored camel warriors have charged in. And my spearmen are currently saying that combat is even, which I find interesting. Not a single one of my men has died, though, and they've lost 3 of their little war camels. So we'll see how this goes. They have some melee units that have charged in here as well. No one's died yet. Saying that combat is even. So these are generally stronger units than the ones we fought before, so this could be a bit more challenging than the previous battle. But I just want to see where these different units come charging in before I reposition any of my other units to help out with this battle. Because I'm nervous about them taking advantage of this back flank. Alright, now it says this unit's losing decisively, which is good. Yep, they are not doing well against my line. My Praetorian cohort has not even engaged them yet. They do have some troops coming in for this opening. They don't have any troops coming towards this. So hopefully I'll be able to move these troops pretty soon and have them join in to defend against... Probably this flank is where they're going to be needed the most. Tell you what, let's go ahead and move the Praetorians over there. And get them out of stationary to pseudo mode, and we're going to just have them back up behind the other Praetorians that are already there. These spearmen are going to continue to hold the line for a second, just because I want to make sure that that's defended. Having spearmen there to kind of hold that wall will ensure that that no one's able to sneak in through the back. Because, I mean, as you can see, the spearmen are doing a pretty good job so far of holding off any cavalry charge. Plus, the archers are able to fire on anyone that they want to from above, which is really helping out by reducing the morale of some of these troops. I'm going to bring the general over here. We're going to have him go in loose formation, but I want the general close so that his presence and reinforce these troops here. Alright, so these Praetorians are getting into position. Meanwhile, it doesn't look like they've figured out that there's another way in. So they're just losing horribly, charging everything they possibly can. Let's take a closer look since the battle's going so well. This is a full Praetorian unit. You can see these defenses are just solid. Yeah, the general's being attacked. I know that. He's being fired on from outside because I moved him up. Yeah, so this wall is just holding. They can't get through. There's nothing they can do. And in the meantime, like, they're just getting torn up. Not many of my spear cohort has died. Tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and have my Praetorians just jump in here. Okay, it looks like they might have figured out that there's a weak point, because it looks like they're bringing their cavalry around to another position. It actually looks like they withdrew from this area because they were, well, they were getting their asses kicked. By very few men, relatively. Alright, so, yeah. Similar situation over here. Let me go ahead and order the Praetorians into battle, so that they kind of charge forward and are being a bit more aggressive. Now I'm going to go ahead and use second wind on these guys, so that I can reduce their fatigue. That makes them fresh versus the exhausted enemies they're currently fighting. So they're continuing to just be a lot stronger against these guys. Okay, alright, they did find out that there's another front over here, but unfortunately... Oh, that didn't go well for you guys, did it? Okay, so it looks like the line is reforming. It's so cool to see that happening. You can see the men getting back into position without being told what to do. Same thing has happened here. Archers are continuing to fire. Of course, all of these fire shots are doing damage to the morale of these enemies. It's saying that combat is even here, but combat's not really even, to tell you the truth. Alright, I want you guys to be firing on this group here. I don't know why you think it's okay to be firing on guys over there, but you archers need to be firing on these guys. They're the ones that you're able to shoot at. Alright, for whatever stupid reason, these archers are not shooting at the right guys. It's fine. I mean, the morale of these troops is still wavering. We're still winning this, which is hilarious. This is really good that they went ahead and made this move because it's going to make it easier for me to finish them off sooner. Their general is back there. We don't have any means to take him out from a distance. Alright, so another unit is getting torn up here. Let's take a closer look at this battle, shall we? Lots of dead camels on the ground there. A lot of bloody Romans, but not many dead Romans. I don't really see the spearmen anymore, but the spearmen are still there, I think. Yeah, the spearmen have just gotten backed up. They're back here now, which is actually not good. Somehow they've gotten backed up. Yeah, you guys need to get back to the front. I don't know how you got backed up to where the Praetorians are doing all the work, but the Praetorians don't have your abilities against these cavalry. So you need to be fighting. They were all in the back. Now they're in the front again. I'm going to renew some of these attack orders as well. Okay, looks like they've definitely figured out that this is a potential weak point, but these spearmen are still holding their own. So I'm going to trust them for now. What I'll do is I'll bring these swordsmen in from the back. Just in case they need support over here. But it seems that the spear cohort is holding its own. I'm going to use second wind over here again. What are you doing? No. You come back here and hold the line. That is your job. The general is charged in now, so this is our opportunity to take out their general. I love the choke points that are offered by these defensive platforms. Makes it really easy just to defend and do a lot of damage using spearmen. Not many of my men have died. The archers have suffered a lot of losses, interestingly enough. Particularly this group. Because of skirmishers like that. Now, one of the things that helped turn the tide in the last battle was that cavalry charge. Alright, so let's go ahead and set a new testudo up over here, just to make sure that this part of the area is held. I don't want them to get any ideas. Actually, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to bring all of them over here, as they appear to have abandoned this front. I'm going to bring the general over here with all of his cavalry. And then they're going to come that way. And they're going to come this way. But apparently they don't think they should run. You need to gallop, guys. Enemy general's dead. Excellent. That's a good morale blow. This is going to be an even bigger morale blow, though, because I'm about to charge everyone around from behind. You guys need to get back. Get back behind the spear line. Get back behind the... Alright, so we're going to go ahead and position these archers here behind the battle line, so they can do more damage. Meanwhile, our horsemen are coming around for the kill. This is going to be fun to watch. Why are you going around? That's the dumbest decision ever. Well, one of my cavalry units decided to abandon the charge and turn around. He's an idiot. But these guys are now flanked, and they know it. So these cavalry are going to do a pretty good job of tearing them up. And their morale is going to reduce very quickly. Actually, you guys can go ahead and take out these skirmishers. Yep, these guys are collapsing rapidly. Enemy general's already dead, of course. No, 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 just you. Ugh, trying to give a separate order to this group here. Alright, so they're mostly running at this point. The game will probably give me the victory any second now because the morale of all of these attackers is just shattered. They know that they're... Yep, there they go. They're running. Time to chase a bunch of them down. Holy crap. That is 2 awesome victories in a row against the remnants of these fighters. Alright, so these are the ones killing these men over here. Let's go ahead and kill these armored camel warriors. We're going to try and run down as many of these guys as possible. General, I don't know why you think it's okay to just lollygag, but there are 63 desert spearmen that you could be killing. There's over 120 desert spearmen you can be just slaughtering right now. Take care of it. There's 80 light skirmishers there as well. Tell you what, we're going to take care of those light skirmishers right now. I'm going to bring the full brunt of the cavalry over this direction. This is where the fun is. Alright, so all of our cavalry is now joining in this hunt. They're running along the beach to escape. They look tired. Look at them just trotting off in defeat. Alright, all of these are mounted units, so I won't be able to catch up with them. My other cavalry have arrived. General's tearing these guys up back here. Alright, so they are mostly gone now at this point. These were some just massive units. These skirmisher units, and they're probably now a good amount of bodies strewn along the beach. Yeah. A number of them did escape, so we're still going to have to finish them off. But that defense went stupidly well. There's actually still some camels running around near our forces, which is funny. Oh, there's some heavy spear infantry there. Let's take care of them. Don't want any trouble from any heavy infantry. There's some very heavy melee cavalry there. They're a bigger priority. Take care of them, please. I don't think I'm going to be able to catch up with these light skirmisher cavalry, but no, I won't. There's no way. Okay, I think... yeah, that's satisfactory to me. We had a heroic victory. Damn straight that was heroic. So we lost 215 men. They lost 1,515. Almost 8 times as many men as we did. And they deployed 50% more men than we did. Which is hilarious. Alright, so their armies are now a lot weaker. Those were the 2 armies they had at Pura. So we should be able to march in and take that city, or at least lay siege to it, in the next turn. Which is excellent. That's a big win for the campaign. Alright, Caucasian separatists have been destroyed. Killed a couple of generals. The disease has spread to Gonzaga. Alright, so we still have bubonic plague in the region, which is not good. We have plenty of food, though, since we've taken over so much fertile land. Alright, let's go ahead and annihilate these guys. Yeah, of course you're chickening out. Alright, so we're going to finish off these armies. Hopefully that one was reinforcing. Nope, not quite. This is the Mazan King. Goodbye. And now it's time to lay siege to their final... oh, cool! Got it. We've just defeated the Mazan. I was not expecting that. Apparently, the auto-resolve there actually took care of the battle for the city, which is absolutely fine by me. We're going to start demolishing some of these buildings here. I'm going to replace this with an auditorium. I'm okay with additional wealth being generated in this area. Let's do an adobe dryer. And then let's do a food market. Just to make sure food is just in really good shape. And then let's just start breaking this down. Right, and we need to repair Harmosia. Actually, if Harmosia has been unrepaired for several turns, that's been part of the public order problem there. So now... okay, we're in really good shape now. That general's leveled up. I'm going to give him a few skills. Alright, so this army here needs to hang out. This army in Isitis. Actually, let me go ahead and convert Susa to a Roman-type city. And this mosaic cutter, they're bringing in a good amount of extra wealth, so I will leave them be for now. But it seems like I'm in a pretty good position to take... I think these 3 armies right here, this one, and this one, are the ones that I want to leave in the area. This army with... well, this onager count is actually higher. So, tell you what, you come over here to Harmosia because we need the additional public order help. Thank you. And what else? Let's see. This army in Raga needs to leave, frankly. This army is already on its way out. I'm going to go ahead and pull this army out of Raga. And they're going to be heading back up to Constantinople as well. They're going to suffer some attrition on the way. Oh, what's happened here? The Western Romans have repopulated Corinthus. That's actually not a bad thing, because they will rebuild the city partially for us before we retake it for ourselves. So thank you for taking care of that. That makes perfect sense. Alright, so I'm going to have this army here, and this army here. Everyone else is going to withdraw, including this army as well. Actually, we're going to have this army come into Raga. That's what we're going to do, because we need to make sure that we have one more defensive force in the area in case the Afrigites up here want to mess with me at all. So we're going to leave them there for just the time being, but we'll be able to move them pretty soon. So I need to do some more city converting. Let's take care of that. Still have some money. Let's see if there's any other cities in the area that have not been converted. Ah, Bedisir can be upgraded. That's very good. And we can go ahead and build a new building. So we're beginning to rebuild the ruined Bedisir. Let's see how it looks on the map. Yeah, Bedisir is no longer in ruins. That's awesome. And it's a Roman city too, so you can see from looking at it, as opposed to Stalker, which is clearly, when you look at it, Eastern City, Bedisir is being built using Roman architecture, which is just awesome to look at. Let me go ahead and upgrade this religious building in Constantina, because there is just too much Latin Christianity still present in this region. So we're going to try and take care of that. It might be because Carthage might still have a religious building there. That's probably what's causing that. But anyway, we have some armies heading back now to face off against the Huns and whatever bullcrap the Huns are trying to pull right now. Alright, so these 3 armies, and then we have this one here, and we have 2 other armies that are peeling off and heading back. Excellent, and I will pull another army back as well. So pretty soon it's just going to be these 3 armies recolonizing these settlements in rapid fashion, as well as taking over these settlements way back here. We just want to finish off the remaining forces that we're at war with, which is not many. It's Parthia and the Afrigids, and the Afrigids are stronger than Parthia. Parthia is the 26th strongest faction, and the Afrigids are the 18th strongest faction. And then, of course, we're still at war with Dacia up here because they rebelled against us, but they're incredibly weak, and we're at war with the Huns as well. Let's see if there's anyone we can trade with. No, there's not. Everybody that's not trading with us hates us. Hates us a lot. All right, well, can I do one more upgrade maybe somewhere? I bet I can do one more upgrade somewhere. Really? Nowhere? Ah, there we go. I saw one. All right, so Tosp. Let's go ahead and build a... How's the fertility here? It's infertile. So the best one to build here would be either a horse farm or sheep farm. Let's see. Cavalry recruits would get a bonus. Yeah, we're just going to do sheep. And that's it for this turn. Let's go ahead and end it. Oh, wait. Anatolius Canutius Fronto, our veteran in this region. All right, we want to increase army recruitment capacity, definitely. And also, he can have an additional household. Oh, no, don't need that. All right, so now Alexandria is in an even better position to recruit armies quickly. And as you might recall, I also, in the previous episode, I'm contemplating setting up a recruiting center in the Middle East. So if things ever were to go very badly and I lost a lot of territory, it's not likely to happen. Just let me say that right now. But if it were to get to that, then I could build some additional armies that would be able to push back even from the furthest reaches of my territory. Let's see what the Huns do. The Huns are just messing with me at this point. And they have been ever since they declared war again. All right, yes, here come more stacks. So they're acting like they're going to do a lot of damage, but I'm not really seeing it. I'm really glad that settlement got burned out, though. All right, here come the Afrigids. Parthia wants a peace treaty. I say no. Dacia wants a peace treaty. I say no. So I've received, I guess, one thing I want to comment on real quick before I wrap this episode, and just as far as just talking about how the series is going so far. Aelia Eudoxia has died. That's sad. I've received a couple of comments on the manner in which I defeated the Sassanids. So let me just say this really quickly. I fully realize, that if I really wanted to be wily and use the game's mechanics to defeat the Sassanids, given the circumstances, I could subjugate the Sassanids. But when I play these games, as many of you who have been on the channel for a long time know and can attest, I play them with a narrative in mind, with a particular story. That's why I play the games that I play, and that's why I put the games on the channel that I put on the channel. Because I like the games where a story is kind of implied in the background and is different every time. And strategy and historical strategy games are great for that, because there's just this grand narrative that's really awesome. And I know that I could subjugate the Sassanids, and that's not necessarily against the grand narrative potential of a game like this. But in this particular story, the Eastern Romans, the Roman Empire, is out to fully reestablish itself as the heir to the Roman throne. and to the Roman moniker, just to that legacy. And it just makes sense to me, considering that there's this uncertainty near home, near Constantinople. There's this uncertainty up here, so they would do everything they can to just decisively conquer, not subjugate, but conquer, and own the territory down here. And, I mean, aside from the narrative, there's also a gameplay element to that, as far as, I mean, yes, you can subjugate them, but then you don't get the full benefits of owning their territory. But this, having said all that, and having commented on that real quick, I appreciate the comments. I'm not trying to argue with anybody. Ultimately, I think how this discussion concludes is that everybody has their own play style. And that's what makes Let's Plays so interesting, is that you can watch a Let's Play and be like, oh, I would never have played that way, but he's actually winning the game doing that particular strategy. There are certain challenges that are presented by playing one play style that are completely avoided by using another play style, but then other challenges might come up in that other play style as well. So it's all a matter of just how you choose to play the game. That's part of the reason I enjoy the games that I do. But anyway, like I said, I'm not saying this to argue with my awesome commenters and community. I appreciate those of you who have pointed that out, that there are different ways to subjugate and conquer the Sassanids, but it just didn't fit in with what I wanted to do with this series, so I just wanted to speak to that real quickly because a few people have brought it up. So, with that being said, well, tell you what, let's go ahead and spend some money real quick. Let's see what we can do. In Alexandria, I definitely need no, not a sheep flock. I've already got a cattle farm. How is it's poor. Not meager yet. So actually, for now, wheat farms in Alexandria are still good. In one more fertility level, I'll have to convert those. But I think one thing I will do is go ahead and upgrade Alexandria to be a full metropolis. Have I done that with Constantinople yet? Yes, I have. It's still being processed. Also, I want to go ahead and upgrade these food buildings. I haven't been spending money in this area because I've been nervous about what the Huns are doing. But at this point, I think I'm ready to do it. We want additional income as well wherever possible. But let's see. I do also want to upgrade this so that there's additional Roman influence in Alexandria. So that's a full circus being built. Oh, cool. Lots of growth happening here that I haven't done anything with. Let's go ahead and build a consecrated ground here in Ancyra. That'll really help spread Roman religion in this region. And I can go ahead and upgrade this as well. Build fields so that I can help with the food issue here. Auxilia Barracks. Okay, I had a old recruiting center set up here. I might convert that later in the campaign to be something different. Wow, lots of growth has happened that I haven't done much with because I've been so focused on the east. Let's go ahead and upgrade these olive orchards. And we'll upgrade this quarry as well. One of the few buildings in my building effects mod that still, one of the few industrial buildings that still has a public order penalty. In the hard building effects mod, all of them do to a certain extent, just at higher levels. But in this mod, it's a quarry. It's outdoors, it's noisy. If you have a quarry near a town, then it's obvious that it's going to cause public order issues. That was my philosophy there. So let's see, where were you going? You seem to have lost your move order. Both of you have. What's going on? Why do you not have move orders anymore? You should have lines on the ground, but you don't. All right, so you're both going to Constantinople, right? So you go that way. And this army is also going to Constantinople. And the Afrigids are here. Tell you what, Stalker, Siraf, and Betasir.
Ready for battle. Ready for battle.
I'm going to move this army to Issitus. Public order is dropping there, not surprised. So I'm going to move this army back to Stalker. Public order is not great in this province, but it will be turning around pretty quickly. I'm going to go and demolish this because I don't need an army recruitment building in that area. And I think that is all that I need to do here for now. I wish I could do more, but our income is finally steadily high. So in the future episodes, what you're going to see me start to do, there's a couple things. First of all, I'm going to finally start saving money because the Eastern Roman Empire does have this really cool ability. There it is, the economic powerhouse, the income bonus there, where you see plus 5% interest on treasury at the end of turn. Basically, any money that I still have in my bank gets a 5% boost at the beginning of the next turn, based on what it was at the end of the last turn. So That's been something that was pointed out much earlier in comments in the Eternal Empire series. I want to make sure I take advantage of that. But anyway, this is episode 61 of Eternal Empire, and we have about 10 more to go in this part of the series, and then we'll jump back in for some Lord of the Scots. I normally don't mention it this far in advance, but I know some of you, are really excited about that series as well, so I wanted to mention that. But I'm going to try over the next 10 episodes to really make a lot of progress colonizing in this area, and also pushing the Huns back once we have our armies in position in a couple of turns, which you're going to start to see in a few episodes. So we're going to have some battles with the Huns coming up soon. So the long-awaited moment of confronting Attila and confronting the Huns and possibly wounding Attila and getting some of his forces to start doubting his godlike powers by wounding him is something we're going to do. So one thing I'd be interested in hearing from you guys, if I can ask for some feedback real quick. I normally, as you know, if a battle is really, really highly in my favor, I have a tendency to auto-resolve it. And my question is, for the Huns, should I fight more of those battles? Even if the odds are overwhelmingly good, do you want to just see the battles against the Huns? Because this is, after all, a game about the Hunnic invasion. So this episode is going to go live just a few days after I recorded it, so hopefully that I'll be able to use your feedback pretty quickly before I record too many episodes in advance, before you guys have responded. But let me know what you think, because I'm kind of tempted to fight more battles against the Huns, not only because I need the practice, but because I just think that's what this is all about. I mean, defeating the Huns is a huge milestone, and I would like to experience more of those battles personally, rather than auto-resolving them. So if you guys feel the same, I think I will do that. But anyway, let me know what you think. I appreciate you for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I upload new episodes in Eternal Empire every day at noon Eastern Daylight Time, which is GMT -4 for those of you not in the States. And if Eternal Empire is over when you're watching this, or on break, then it'll be something else in kind of a historical strategy or grand strategy type of vibe. Again, thanks very much for watching. Comments are always welcome, and I'll see you in a bit.